everyone, my name is Amber and I'm the Youth Services Assistant at the Boyle County Public Library, and today I'm going to be teaching you all how to play the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons. The core of D&D is storytelling. You and your friends may tell a story together, guiding your heroes through quests for treasure, battles with deadly foes, daring rescues, courtly intrigue, and much more. Here's how Dungeons & Dragons works. One of you is the Dungeon Master, a storyteller, referee, and actor all rolled into one. The Dungeon Master creates an adventure, which can be a one-off, meaning you can play the whole story in one session, or a longer form campaign, an ongoing story that lasts multiple sessions. This adventure can be written entirely by the Dungeon Master themselves, a type of D&D adventure known as homebrew, or they can use a pre-made one-off scenario for the campaign. There are a range of official Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaigns out there, packing plentiful non-player characters, maps, lore, and story. As well as guiding the players with descriptions, dialogue, and quests, the Dungeon Master also ensures that the rules of D&D are being followed. While it is a fantasy cosmos for the most part, the Dungeons & Dragons 5e rules are designed to mimic the real world. For example, falling off a cliff is likely to kill a character. Like the players, the Dungeon Master will use dice to determine the consequences. For instance, the Dungeon Master might make you roll a dice to determine how well you land if you stumble off of a cliff. While storytelling and improv are a big part of most Dungeons & Dragons campaigns, combat and strategy are still integral parts of the tabletop RPG. Combat is effectively conducted as Dungeon Master versus player, with the DM controlling monsters in the same way players control their characters, using dice rolls to determine whether attacks and spells hit and how much damage they do. Battle maps and miniatures can be used to depict fights visually, but they aren't necessary. As a player, you can join one Dungeon Master to play with as few as 2 people, or join a larger group of up to 5 players in total. You'll each create characters, or use pre-generated ones, to interact with the world. As a part of D&D 5e character creation, you'll choose a character race. As a part of this, you'll also pick a class, which outlines what type of fighter your adventure is. You'll then roll the dice to determine your character stats, such as strength and intelligence, or use what's known as points to buy and allocate a set number of points to the stats that you choose. You'll write up all of this information, along with your inventory and your skills and abilities, on a D&D character sheet. Learning how to play Dungeons & Dragons 5e can be considered hard in that there are an awful lot of rules to get started with. However, unlike most complex board games or heavy tabletop RPGs where play can be stilted until everyone around the table understands the rules, it's relatively easy to dive into D&D and learn as you go. There are so many specific rules that are hard to explain in a short video, so I'll put all the links to the official PDFs in the description.